live from Jimmy John's Field as the 12-12 Eastside Diamond Hoppers will be playing host tonight to the 9-16 Utica Unicorns. It's game number 41. It's also Polish night at the ballpark. A little bit earlier on, we had some Polish groups around the community dancing in the shallow outfield. Just a really cool scene. I believe there's also some Polish food that was brought in especially for today's game. So a lot of fun Polish activities, the first of many heritage nights here at Jimmy John's Field. I know there are a couple in August as well, just a fun Wednesday activity to have at the ballpark before the big event, which today is the Diamond Hoppers and the Unicorns. Hello everybody, my name is Kevin Klein. Alongside with me is my partner James Zarnick. And James, let's start with the Utica Unicorns. You mentioned, we were talking a little bit before the broadcast, you were really impressed with what Chris Cruz has been done. He's again in the two-hole playing right field and really is a rare combination of speed and power for Greg Rawls' team.
Yeah, Chris Cruz is a guy that has been with the Unicorns all season long, and that's a rarity if you look up and down their lineup. Lots of turnover, but Cruz is a guy that spent the beginning part of the season down at the bottom of the order, and he was kind of struggling a little bit, and you could tell that he was the guy that had it. I mean, he had the home run record at Cornell with for the most home runs in a career. So he's a guy that could hit, just looking to find his stride in the USPBL, and he's done that in the last 5 games. He's got 10 hits, batting a solid .526 with 6 RBIs, 3 extra base hits, and he's really provided an extra punch at the top of the lineup for the Utica Unicorns.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the season, he actually is now the leader on the team in average at .321. Also has 7 doubles to go along with 2 home runs and 14 RBI. So really a nice player, especially sandwiched in between Yetsko and Raw every night. Just a nice player, a nice left-handed bat, which Greg Raw really doesn't have many on the team. So Cruz, a valuable part of the lineup. A guy who Greg Rawl hopes is a valuable part of the lineup from this time forward is a newcomer, Mike Logsdon. No Zach Blonder, no Jay Karp in the lineup today. Logsdon will be making the start at first base, his debut. He's from Bridgeport, West Virginia.
Yeah, from Bridgeport, West Virginia, played at West Virginia Westland, and he's in the 5 spot tonight in manager Greg Rawls' lineup. And that's just the first base position has not provided a lot of hits or power or very much offense in the lineup for the Unicorns this season. So hopefully Logsdon can come in and provide an extra bat along the way to go with the likes of Austin Crutcher, Brandon Raw, Chris Cruz, and Ian Yetsko, and really make it a solid lineup.
Well, it's funny because this is what we see from the Unicorns is whenever a guy is making his debut, it's not in the 8 or 9 spot. Greg Rawl throws him right in the top of the lineup. We've seen that done with Brandon Raw, Ian Yetsko, and Tyler McVicker as well. And they're all in the lineup today. They will be facing Jeff Conley, who's 0-1 on the year, 3.17 ERA, in 11 1/3 innings pitched. He's from Fort Ashby, West Virginia, and has actually been pretty impressive.
Yeah, Connolly's been a solid arm for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, a right-handed pitcher. Kind of filling the void as they've had their kind of new starting pitchers as the season's progressed. You see the likes of Dan Meyer back out in the bullpen now. He's a guy that started. Chris McDonald has since moved on to the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. So the Eastside Diamond Hoppers really trying to find their starting pitchers that they're going to use for the rest of the season.
And a couple games ago, switching over to the Diamond Hoppers side, Ryan Willard was signed to a Frontier League contract, and in his place, the shortstop starting job has been given back to Ricky Castro, who started the first 10 games or so at that position, and has actually been swinging a hot bat. His average is well over 200 now.
Yeah, he's averaged well over 200, and specifically the last 4 games since he got that starting role back. He's batting .357 over the last 4 games. A couple RBIs, a couple big RBIs. He had game-winning RBIs in the game last week, and he's showed what he's been able to do the whole time and playing great defense at the shortstop position.
He will round out the lineup today again at shortstop, and Cassidy Gaines on the hill for the Unicorns, 2-5, 4.95 ERA, and a .343 batting average against. But those numbers really don't tell the story about what he's been able to do these last 3 appearances.
Yeah, he's 1-1 in his last 2 starts. He's pitched well in both of them, only giving up 2 earned runs in both of those games. He also had a scoreless inning out of the bullpen 3 appearances ago. He's dropping his ERA. He's becoming a more countable pitcher. He's going deeper into games. He's getting you 5-6 innings every start almost now. So he's really becoming a quality arm that's in the starting rotation for the Utica Unicorns.
And that's the thing. There was a game, it was on July 1st, where he went 3 1/3 innings and 14 hits. Since 13 innings, only 4 earned runs, and has dropped his ERA almost a run and a half from 6.41 to 4.96. We will turn it down to the field for the singing of our national anthem today and get you the starting lineups right after this. Thanks for sticking with the USPBL YouTube channel.
Co nam obca przemożeła, szablot bierzemy. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, rzemy włoskie do Polski, za Twoim przewodem złączym się z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, rzemy włoskie do Polski, za Twoim przewodem złączym się z narodem.
Great job, Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please remain standing. Gentlemen, remove your hats. All active duty, not in uniform, and military veterans may leave their hats on and render the hand salute as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Today performed by Gail and Tina from General Motors.
Great rendition of the national anthem there. The Diamond Hoppers, the home team today, they will be taking the field first with Jeff Conley on the hill, and he will face a Unicorns lineup that goes like this.
Starting off at the top of the order, Ian Yetzko playing shortstop and leading off for the Unicorns in the 2 spot. The man we highlighted in the pregame show, Chris Cruz, and playing right field. Batting third, Brandon Raw playing center field. The cleanup hitter tonight, Austin Crutcher, playing left field. The newcomer, Mike Logsden, bats in the 5 spot for the Unicorns, playing first base. 6-hole Tyler McVicker and playing third base. The catcher, Kyle Hamner, bats 7th. Luciano Villanueva playing second base, batting 8th. And rounded out the order is Joe Daru, who is the designated hitter in tonight's lineup.
The defense for the Diamond Hoppers, Colin Willis, Luke Ortel with Tyler Booth in right field. The infield looks like Alex Delgado at the hot corner, Ricky Castro at short, Cam Stewart at second with Jamie McMillan at first, Corey Caswell, of course, behind the dish, and Jeff Conley on the hill, 0-1, 3.17 ERA. This is his third start, fourth appearance, 11 and a third innings, 4 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, a 184 batting average against with a whip of 115. So a really good start to his USPPL career for Jeff Conley, the Fort Ashby, West Virginia native. The Diamond Hoppers in their green tops, white pants, and Unicorns will be wearing all gray for game number 41 from Jimmy John's Field. Yetzko set to lead it off for the Unicorns.
Hard to believe we're already 41 games into this season. It's just flying by.
Goes by fast, and it probably has gone by a little faster for the Beavers as they're 17-10 and in first place. A little bit slower for the Unicorns as they sit at 9-16. The Diamond Hoppers right in the middle at 12-12. Jeff Conley, the southpaw, winds and delivers a pitch that is struck deep into center field. Ortel going back at the wall, looks up, and that is a first pitch home run, Ian Yetzko.
Yetzko put a drive into that one, hit it straight away center field. Ortel kept tracking back, but that ball cleared the fence by about 20 feet. First pitch, and the Unicorns are on the board. If you're Cassidy Gaines, you got to like that start.
Barely had time to introduce the Unicorns, and Yetzko puts them on the board with a monster drive. Ortel came in on that ball and a couple steps and then started going back and back and back and finally ran out of room. So it's 1-0 here, top of the first inning, as Chris Cruz takes strike one against the lefty Conley. Not the way you want to start off if you are the Diamond Hoppers. Cruz, 321, 2 home runs, and adds 14 RBIs as well. Curveball drops in for a strike, 0-2. First pitch time today was 1 minute early at 7:24. The first pitch temperature, 88 degrees, so another hot one here from Utica. 0-2 pitch is popped up. Caswell tosses the mask and will make the grab in foul territory, 1 down.
Not much of a breeze, so that really, the hot, humid night, you saw the ball carry off the bat of Ian Yetzko, so it might be something to watch as the game moves on here tonight.
The other thing we were talking about is the Unicorns now have 19 home runs on the season, and those have come from 4 players that are currently on the roster. Only 5 have hit home runs for the Unicorns this whole year. Bam Bam Young has since been cut. Ground ball here off the bat of Brandon Raw. In comes Castro, and 2 down, so Conley has settled down after that leadoff home run.
Now batting for the Unicorns, number 3.
You got Chris Cruz, who has 2 home runs. Ian Yetzko has a couple home runs. Austin Crutcher's got 8 of them.
Crutcher is up now. He's again in left field, and he has been the player to watch for the Utica Unicorns. 304, 8 home runs, which leads the team. 23 RBIs leads the team. 11 walks leads the team. And I could go on and on. Ground ball here, barehanded by Delgado, and not in time. Already we've seen 3 players swing at the very first pitch, 3 of the first 4 batters, so maybe something in the scouting report against Jeff Conley.
Well, that's something you don't expect from your number 4 hitter to drop down a bunt like that with 2 outs in the inning. But Delgado back behind the bag. Crutcher dropped down a bunt right in front of him. Delgado actually made a really nice play, barehanding that ball, made it a close play at first. But
and he had to battle the pitcher Conley, who kind of got in the way as well.
But not what you were expecting from one of the hottest hitters on the team, Austin Crutcher, to lay down a bunt here in the first inning.
Ball inside to Mike Logsden, making his USPBL debut. Crutcher on first, and one of the stats I didn't mention that he does lead the team in is stolen bases, as Logsden follows one straight back. 10 of them on the year for Crutcher, has only been caught once.
left-handed pitcher on the mound for the Hoppers, though. We'll try to limit the running game for the Unicorns. We'll see how aggressive they really are.
And right off the bat, we'll get a throw over from Conley. And another throw over. That time, Crutcher almost caught looking, or caught sleeping. One is a big swing, which comes up empty for Logsden, 1-2. And it's another throw over. Conley, as I mentioned, third start. His first start was on July the 16th. 5 innings, 2 runs. And then on the 21st, 4 innings, 2 runs. Swing and a miss, and Logsden is down on strikes. To end the inning, it was a first pitch home run off the bat of Ian Yetzko, and then a base hit for Austin Crutcher, but Conley works out of the jam. We head to the bottom half of the first here on the USPBL YouTube channel. Cassidy Gaines on the mound for the Unicorns as he enjoys a early 1-0 lead, and he will face the Diamond Hoppers lineup, and it looks like this.
Luke Ortel leading off, playing center field. The designated hitter tonight, Chris Power, bats second. Tyler Booth, the right fielder, in the 3 spot. Alex Delgado, the third baseman, bats cleanup. Corey Caswell, the catcher, will bat 5th. The left fielder, Colin Willis, bats 6th. First baseman, Jamie McMillan, in the 7th spot. Cam Stewart, the second baseman, tonight bats 8th. And Ricky Castro rounds out the order, playing shortstop tonight.
For the Unicorns in the field, Crutcher, Raw, Cruz left to right in the outfield. McVicker and Yetzko on the left side of the infield, with Villanueva and Logsden on the right side. Kyle Hamner behind the plate, and Cassidy Gaines, 2-5, 4.95 ERA, 8th start, 9th game overall, 32 and 2/3 innings pitched with 18 earned runs and a whip at 202. So key for him to miss some bats early on, and the first task will be Luke Ortel.
Cassidy Gaines in previous starts when he's pitching with the lead looks a lot more comfortable out on the mound, so a good job by the Unicorns to get him a lead to start this game off.
First pitch from Gaines is just outside to Luke Ortel. 287, 7 RBIs with a home run for Ortel. Gaines working quickly from the windup, and Ortel tried to hold up there but went all the way around. It's 1-1. That one catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2 on Ortel.
Gaines, a pitcher that kind of pitches to contact more often than not. Only 19 strikeouts in his 32 innings pitched.
And that's a good point because he does have 19 strikeouts, but 18 walks to go with that strikeout number. So walks a good amount of batters as well. 2-2 pitch, is inside, and it's full count. On the center fielder from Troy, Michigan, Hillsdale College product. Payoff pitch is fouled away. People must love Polish food or Polish heritage, because there are a lot of people here in all three group areas as well as the grandstand. A lot of fun activities at the ballpark tonight. Another payoff pitch is just off the corner, and it's a leadoff walk for Cassidy Gaines.
Leadoff walk for Luke Ortel brings up number 22.
And usually when we talk about Gaines, the problem for him isn't walks. He has pretty good control, relatively speaking. It's the hits. He's given up 48 hits in 32 innings. So that's about a hit and a half per inning. So does not miss a lot of bats. And a lot of players able to barrel him up, which does not bode well for the Unicorns. Ball 1 to Chris Power.
You notice when Cassidy Gaines pitches, a lot of the hits that he gives up are slow ground balls that just find their way through the holes in the infield. So it's not like they're hit hard all the time.
Like that one, and opposite field flare to Chris Cruz, and the first two have reached against Gaines. But you're absolutely right. It's not like he's giving up doubles and home runs consistently. That game where he gave up 14 hits in 3 1/3 innings, I believe 13 of them were singles, and a lot of them were just weak ground balls that were seeing eye.
Chris Power, though, a nice piece of hitting there, takes the outside pitch the other way over the second baseman's head there to get the first two Diamond Hoppers on. So they got something working here after giving up the leadoff home run. First two men reach for the Diamond Hoppers.
371 average, which leads the team for Tyler Booth, and he takes a ball outside. Also 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. The 4 home runs leads the team. We talked about how the Unicorns don't have great power. Neither do the Diamond Hoppers. Only 9 home runs on the year for East Side. There's a strike. 4 have come from Booth. 1 from Ryan Willard, who's not on the team anymore. 1 from Caswell, 1 from Ortel, and 1 from Cam Stewart, along with 1 from Tom Nagy, who also is not on the team. 1-1 pitch is a big cut, and it's 1-2.
Good off-speed pitch there from Gaines, keeping Booth off balance way out in front of that offering. Ever since that home run from Ian Yetzko in the first inning, the wind has picked up tremendously, blowing straight in from center field now.
Gaines sets, checks on Ortel at second, Chris Power at first. 1-2 pitch is a slow dribbler fielded by Gaines, and he'll get the sure out at first.
Productive out there for Tyler Booth, kind of like a sacrifice bunt.
Number 10, the third baseman, Alex Delgado.
It will be Alex Delgado now for East Side, the cleanup man, and he's gone through some spurts all year long. Started off the season well above 300, then his average dipped all the way down into the 240s, has since been red hot. He is 6 for his last 13. Ball low, 1-0. Cassidy Gaines sits between 90 and 92 on the fastball, consistently hits 91. Delgado has not homered, but does have 15 RBIs as another ball skips in.
A couple of those RBIs came a couple weeks ago when he had 2 walk-off hits in the same week.
Yeah, that was a good week for Alex Delgado. 15 RBIs is tied for the lead on the team with Corey Caswell. There's an opposite field base hit. That's going to get down. Cruz coming in. 1 run will score. Chris Power held up at third. And just like that, we're tied.
Gaines got in on the hands of Alex Delgado there, but able to kind of inside out and fight it off enough to drop it out in front of Chris Cruz. Kind of a bloop flare hit, but still goes down in the books as a hit and an RBI. So,
and there you go with what, James, you were talking about earlier, is they're not getting great contact on Gaines throughout the season, but they get hits and they move base runners around the base paths, just like we saw Delgado do there, and now he has a team-leading 16 RBIs. Corey Caswell, the catcher, will ground one foul. Runners on the corners for Caswell, who on the year, 303, a home run, and now 15 RBIs. Went to Ithaca College, where he had a breakout junior year, hit well over 350, added 42 RBIs, a ball outside, it's 1-1. The wind is swirling here at Jimmy John's Field. Some of the time it blows straight in, other times it blows from left to right. Curveball is grounded just fair inside the bag. That's an RBI single, and it rolls around over by the tarp. The left fielder, Austin Crutcher, had a little trouble finding it, but it's an RBI double for Corey Caswell, and it's 2-1 in favor of the Diamond Hoppers.
And just after Alex Delgado took the lead in RBIs with 16 on the season for the team, Corey Caswell goes and does one better and ties them up. Both at 16 RBIs. Now good piece of hitting right down the third base line. Just stayed fair.
That's about as close as you can get to being a fair ball without it going foul.
Yeah, and Austin Crutcher had a little bit of trouble with that ball out in left field. It looked like he dropped it when he picked it up to throw it in. Delgado not able to take advantage of that.
Two runners on third and second. Delgado on third, Caswell on second, and Colin Willis, who took ball one, is up. 214 average. Very limited at-bats for Willis so far. Fouls one back. The infield is in already for the Unicorns. 3 for 14, Willis is, but has walked 5 times. His on-base percentage at .450. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 offering.
This is where one of those seeing-eye ground balls will score you 2 runs with the infield drawn in.
Ground ball fielded by Villanueva, able to hold the runners, 2 outs.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 14, the first
2 down now for Jamie McMillan, the first baseman.
We haven't seen McMillan play a whole lot as of late, but with Dalton DiNatale moving on to the Dodgers organization, being the 5th player out of this league, McMillan will get the start back at first base.
I believe DiNatale will be a player-coach combination, so I'll be interested to see how much playing time he gets over in Midland, and that's a foul ball. It's 0-2 on McMillan now, who sits at 264 and 4 RBIs. However, leads the team in walks, so his on-base percentage at .376. 0-2 pitch is outside, and McMillan stays alive.
Just hasn't really been able to hit his stride, I don't think, in this season. You see him working before games. The talent's there. He can hit. He's just got to kind of put it all together.
That one will end the inning here at Jimmy John's Field. We're through 1. The Diamond Hoppers get 2 back after a home run in the top half of the inning from Ian Yetzko. We're through 1, 2-1, Diamond Hoppers. Top of the second, 2-1 East Side out in front. It's a dark, cloudy sky in right field. And I'm a little surprised here that the lights are not on, just with the cloud cover rolling in. Don't expect to see any rain showers, but something to keep in mind as the night sky comes in. Conley will face McVicker, Hamner, and Villanueva in the top half of the second. It was a first inning that featured 5 hits, 3 from the Diamond Hoppers and 2 from the Unicorns. Ball one high to McVicker, who's 5 for 30 on the year, 4 RBIs as well. As he puts one into right field, but Booth there to make the grab, and there's one out. It was fitting, or it is fitting, to talk about with McVicker and Hamner leading off this inning, the impact that the newcomers have had for the Unicorns lineup. Looking down the lineup, only 3 players were on the opening day roster. That's Cruz, Crutcher, and Villanueva. All the 6 others were picked up mid-season or signed as well.
You could say 4 if you include Cassidy Gaines in that conversation, pitcher for tonight's game.
Curveball is drilled down the left field line, but quite foul.
Connolly kind of hung that curveball there, and Hamner just out in front of it a little bit.
Oh, 2 pitch is way outside, and Caswell had it bounce off of his glove. We mentioned that this is the 3rd start for Conley, but he might be best remembered for his debut on July 9th. 2 1/3 innings, and they were perfect. 7 up, 7 down, 4 strikeouts in a game where the Diamond Hoppers won 7-4. Hamner down on strikes, the second of the day for Conley. But right off the bat, when he entered the USPBL, he turned some eyes and said, wow, this is really a team, or a guy who can make an impact, as the rain showers have started at Jimmy John's Field. Thought they would hold off all night long, but the fans scurrying to the concourse. 2 outs for Luciano Villanueva.
Well, there was no rain in the forecast for tonight's game. Sometimes you see this with the hot weather. Storms will pop up, or rain showers will pop up.
1-1. That one misses outside. And even looking at the radar, there is no green on the radar over Utica, but there must be something in the area as it is pouring now. Three and one on Villanueva. Conley delivers a ball outside. It's a walk.
Now batting for the Unicorns, number 13. The
First walk of the day, and that'll bring up the number 9 man, Joe DeRue.
It's a little tiny storm cell just kind of hovering that just popped up right over Utica, Michigan.
Doesn't seem big enough to stop play, but we'll keep you posted. Foul back to the screen. 0-1 on DeRue, who on the year is 2 for 23. Has walked once as well. DHing again tonight from the number 9 spot. Oh, 1 pitch with Villanueva on first is grounded to Delgado as an easy big hop, and that'll do it for the top of the second. Conley works around a 2-out free pass, and we're through 1.5 here on the USPBL YouTube channel. the Diamond Hoppers sent 7 men to the plate. So in the first inning, so it will be Stewart, Castro, and then back to the top in Ortel here in the bottom of the second. Still facing Cassidy Gaines, who allowed 3 hits in the first frame. Ground ball right to Ian Yetzko on the first pitch. Stewart hustling down the line. A good stretch there from Logsden, which saved an error on Yetzko. 1 out.
Great stretch from Logsden for out number 1, bringing up number 7, the shortstop.
Seeing Logsden making an impact on the defensive side, he was in the complete splits there at first base. I don't know how that showing his flexibility.
Castro takes a ball high, sports the knee-high black socks, 226 with 5 RBIs on the year. That one catches the corner. It's even at 1. Rain continues to pour as we have a rainbow in right field. Really a nice view here, as in left field it's clear as a bell. Right field is raining with a rainbow. Ground ball here off the bat of Castro. It's gobbled up there from Villanueva. 2 outs.
Now batting for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, number 44, Luke Ortel.
Back to the top of the order for the Diamond Hoppers. Luke Ortel walked and scored in the first inning via the Alex Delgado RBI single. Gaines winds and delivers a good slider down in the zone, and Ortel swung and missed at it. It's 0-1. That one low. It's even at 1. Some fans sticking it out in the, especially in the pavilion areas, because you could just take shelter under the big tarp. But some fans in the grandstand as well, still sticking out the rain.
Trying to get the wave going.
One-two on the leadoff man. Curveball just high. Another ball in the dirt, and it'll run the count full on Ortel. Who, by walking in the first inning, moved to second on the team in that category. It's another ground ball that Villanueva takes care of. A quick 1-2-3 inning on 3 groundouts. We head to the top of the third here on the USPBL YouTube channel.
off for the Utica Unicorns, number 8, the shortstop, Ian Yetzko.
2-1, top of the third inning. Kevin Klein alongside with me is James Zarnick as we move through a quick rain shower. Those of you tuning in via our YouTube channel can see the rainbow in the top right corner of the feed. Strike one to Ian Yetzko, who led the game off with a home run to deep center field. Conley back to work, and his 0-1 pitch is cut on and missed. It's 0-2 on the shortstop. Oh, 2 outside. And if anything, this rain should dampen the infield enough where the bounces get a little more predictable as Yates goes down on strikes. Caswell will toss over to McMillan to complete it.
Now batting for the Unicorns, number 4, the right fielder, Chris Cruz.
Cruz due up. Fouled out to the catcher, Caswell, back in the first. And pops this one up. Caswell has an opportunity, but it will get over the netting right in front of our faces here at the press box. Still waiting on that first foul ball, James, to get in here.
One of these days.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
it's going to have to be perfectly hit.
We need to talk to some of the players before the game and tell them to work on that. 1-1 on Cruz now.
Because it can't be too high because of the awning that hangs over the press box.
Ground ball here to Stewart. Moving to his right, throws to McMillan, and there are 2 outs. I'm sure some physics majors or something, or engineers will tell us that it's probably impossible because the angle would have to actually be perfect.
It would take a lot to get up here. I think the closest we got is a guy right in front. Got one last weekend, and it was probably 2 rows in front of us, so pretty close.
Conley has settled down after giving up 2 first-inning hits. Has not allowed a hit since Crutchers in the first. Brandon Raw 0 for 1 today. 298, 5 home runs, and 12 RBIs on the year. Has been on a power surge as of late, but grounds this one to Delgado, who takes the short hop. And the scoop not able to be completed there from McMillan, and Raw will reach on the E3. Two out errors and 2 out walks do not turn out to be good things for the pitcher in the USPBL, as the opposing team usually takes advantage, and Austin Crutcher will look to take advantage of this one, already with a bunt base hit today.
Especially when the next hitter you got to face is Austin Crutcher. 2 out errors never look good.
Curveball buckled Crutcher's knees. In on the hands, and it's fouled down the first base side. We saw with Crutcher on first base in the first, Conley was very attentive. Have not seen the same attention paid to Brandon Raw, who on the year is 1 for 3 in stolen base attempts. And Raw is caught in a pickle here. McMillan over to Stewart, and Raw slides right into the glove to retire the side in the top of the third. It was a E3, but it was erased by a caught stealing attempt there from Raw. So we head to the bottom of the third. 2-1. Hoppers out in front. Power, Booth, Delgado due up for the Diamond Hoppers in the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-1 in favor of East Side.
Kind of a weird scene here at Jimmy John's Field as the sun is shining, but the rain is continuing to come down. Dark skies over in right field with the rainbow that Kevin has mentioned.
First pitch, ground ball to Villanueva, who's been busy, and that one off the glove of Logsdon. Don't know who the air will go to. I would assume Villanueva, but Power is aboard to lead off the third.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 13, the right fielder.
That will be an E4 for those of you keeping track at home. Not a great start for the defense here in the third, especially because Gaines had such a good, dominant second inning. 3 ground balls that were very weakly hit.
And he gets another one there off the bat of Power, but not able to complete the play out in the field.
So it's 1 on, no out for Tyler Booth, who grounded out to Gaines. And at this point, you hate to get to a point where the rain continues and starts to saturate the field. So far, no puddling. That one skips in, passes Booth, passes Hamner, and will allow Power to pass to second base. The only wet spot I can see is probably 10 feet down on the first baseline, as well as right in front of the pitcher's mound. The umpire's delaying the game right now so we can get some quick dry on the field, or at least a rake. Looks like one of the clubhouse managers out there.
It's probably the right thing to do. It looked like Gaines slipped a little bit on that last throw, and you don't want.
It was pretty outside, so the grounds crew will grab a rake and some quick dry and take care of this one. It's 2-0 on Booth. The first pitch way outside, the next pitch way inside. And now with Power on second base, we'll take just a quick break here at Jimmy John's Field for the grounds crew to do their work. Bottom third, nobody out, guy on second base. We'll be back just after this.
Grounds crew doing good work here at Jimmy John's Field, preparing a couple wet spots at the mound and at home plate. Quickly done, and we're back to baseball here.
2-0 count on Booth, and it's another ball. It's 3-0. Quick recap for you. The bottom of the third inning, Chris Power reached on an E4, took second on a wild pitch, and Booth has taken 3 straight balls. Looks like the rain has subsided as that one way over the head of Kyle Hamner. Snap throw back to second, not in time. It's ball 4. Booth earns a free pass. And James, you kept saying during the break that was the right move.
Yeah, I think you don't want pitchers to slip out there on the mound or anybody in the batter's box. So it's getting a little wet. Take the 5 minutes to get the quick dry down out there on the mound and at home plate, and we're back to baseball.
Especially because it is such a small blip on the radar in terms of this storm cell. The cleanup man, Alex Delgado, had an RBI single in the first, has an RBI opportunity here as another pitch sails over the head of Kyle Hamner. I believe 3 of the last 4 pitches have not even been close.
Yeah, I don't know if the balls are wet, but you're getting a new ball almost every pitch. So that can't be the case. I don't know if maybe just Cassidy Gaines thrown out of rhythm maybe by the quick break, and see if he can find that here as both base runners moved up 90 feet on that wild pitch.
Something to note, he did not get any warm-up pitches after the mound was readjusted. That one up and in on Delgado, and Gaines is struggling to find the zone, struggling to find anywhere close to the zone as well. 23 strikes, 21 balls for Cassidy. 2-0 pitch is low, and it's 3-0 on the second consecutive hitter. Runners on second and third, 3-0 pitch inside and actually plunked Delgado, and that'll load the bases. And the Diamond Hoppers have not had a hit, but do have the bases loaded now. And it just doesn't, it looks like Gaines is just not right as Shane McCaddy is coming out to talk to him, as well as Kyle Hamner.
Keeps wiping his hands. I don't know if they're just wet.
I believe his pants are wet too, so if he's wiping them on his pants, it probably won't accomplish much. But McCaddy wants to make sure everyone's on the same page here as Corey Caswell's up. He had an RBI double in the first. McCaddy doesn't appear to be too happy because of whether the balls are wet or the field conditions aren't great. The batter's boxes and the mound looks fine to me.
We are not down on field level, so it's hard to tell. It might be a different story out on the actual mound, but both pitchers are going to have to go through it. So
corners in, middle infielders at double play depth. That one skips in. Hamner able to block it. It's 1-0 on Corey Caswell, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. Power on third. He reached via the air. Booth on second, he walked, and Delgado was hit by a pitch. So 3 different types of free passes issued by Gaines this inning. Caswell with a great opportunity to knock this one wide open. It's 2-1, bottom of the third inning. And another one gets by Hamner. Here comes Power in to score. Everyone moves up 90 feet. It's 3-1. And something to keep in mind, it looked like Power almost skipped or slipped coming on home plate. Very slippery right now.
That's another thing that they'll have to be careful about. Runners coming home from third base. You got the metal spikes. They will slide on home plate when it gets wet.
That one low, and I believe it has been 11 consecutive balls, I'm pretty sure. Make that 12. 12 consecutive balls for Cassidy Gaines, and he has really struggled since that delay.
20, the left fielder, Colin Willis.
He's now got more balls thrown in tonight's game than strikes, 23 strikes and thrown 27 balls. So command a little bit of an issue here for Cassidy Gaines in tonight's game.
That will reload the bases here for the lefty Colin Willis, 0 for 1 today. And that one misses, so make that 13 consecutive balls. 3-1, Diamond Hoppers still have the bases loaded, nobody out. Gaines trying to work out of a jam. There's a strike, and it's 1-1 on Willis. Another ball. And it's hard to attribute all of Gaines's difficulty gripping the ball to just it being wet. I think something is just not right with his mechanics today, or it's just not a good day for his stuff, because yes, the balls are wet, but they do dry in the umpire's bag.
Yeah, that pitch right there only made it about 54 feet. And Hamner did a good job blocking that one as well.
And hats off to Hamner. There have been 3 wild pitches this inning, but there could have been a lot more if Hamner did not get down and dirty on his knees. 2-1 pitch outside. It's 3-1.
So there's action down in the bullpen for the Unicorns, and it looked like they just signaled that their guy is warmed up and ready to go if needed.
And he might be needed now as Gaines just walked a run home. 4-1 now. And Grawl will make the move. We will have a new pitcher, Cassidy Gaines, just not the same this inning. 3 walks, a hit batter, and Villanueva's error to kick things off in the bottom of the third. So 4-1. We'll take a quick break and tell you all about the new Unicorn right after this.
So the new pitcher will be Cam Hatch, the left-handed pitcher coming out of the bullpen for the Utica Unicorns. He'll face a bases-loaded, nobody-out situation. Hatch making his 5th appearance out of the bullpen. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks to 5 strikeouts, has an ERA of 2.25. Opposing hitters are batting .333 off of the lefty, but a low ERA, not many walks. All right, he's got 4 walks to the 5 strikeouts. He's going to be faced with the tough challenge here of getting out of this bases-loaded, nobody-out jam that Cassidy Gaines has left them with here.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 14, the first baseman, Jamie McMillan.
Hamner and Hatch going through some last-minute strategy. Hatch from Austin, Texas, went to St. Edward's University. McMillan up with the bases loaded, nobody out. 5 consecutive Diamond Hoppers have reached here in the bottom of the third. None have reached safely with a hit. 3 walks, a hit batter, and an error. The lefty-on-lefty matchup here, and that's a first pitch strike to Jamie McMillan from Cam Hatch. 4-1, Hoppers out in front. And it must have been a little low as it's 1-1 now. McMillan, not afraid to take a few pitches, has walked 13 times. And takes another one there to work a 2-1 count. 13 walks is good for first on the team, tied with Cam Stewart. Second is Booth and Castro, both with 12. Ground ball here to Yetzko. This might be 2. Toss to Villanueva. Throw in time. Good relay from Villanueva. Got enough on the throw to retire McMillan. So it's a double play. Another run will come in, though, and it's 5-1. But at that point, with that jam, you will trade a run for 2 outs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You get your 2 outs there, and you're almost out of this jam now. If Hatch can get Cam Stewart here without giving up another run, his job will be completed. To only give up 1 run coming into that jam that he inherited from Cassidy Gaines.
Ground ball foul off the bat of Stewart. 0 for 1 with a grounder to Yetzko. And another one that will travel foul. And another fall off the bat of Cam Stewart, really working the pitcher Hatch here, who is a lefty, facing Stewart, who coming into this one was at 247 with a home run and 11 RBIs. Curveball, or excuse me, a fastball that went right up and in on Stewart. We have seen a lot of control issues, but the rain's still drizzling here over the ballpark. 1-2 pitch, curveball, and that one is ripped foul. Stewart has seen 5 pitches, and 4 of the 5 have been fouled away.
Yeah, he's right on these pitches from Cam Hatch. It's just a matter if he can straighten one of these out and get it into the field of play.
2 outs, runner on third. That's Corey Caswell. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Cam Stewart is down on strikes, but not before the Diamond Hoppers get 3 runs on no hits. We're through a third of this one, heading to the 4th right after this.
One more time, Big Daddy Lukowski.
5-1 top 4. Jeff Conley back to work and now has a 4-run lead to play around with. Crutcher fouls one straight back and is 1 for 1 today. It will be Crutcher and then Logsden and McVicker to follow. And it's 0-2 after that swing. Final line for the Unicorn starter, Cassidy Gaines. 2+ innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. 4 walks, a strikeout, 3 wild pitches, and a hit batter. So not the greatest of performances from Cassidy Gaines, but a good offensive team the Unicorns have and can work back into this one. Ground ball over the glove of Conley, fielded by Castro. Throw not in time. It's an infield single for Crutcher, who is 2 for 2 today, and both singles have not traveled far, but he's reached base twice.
Yeah, one just hit high and slow enough. Ricky Castro made a great play coming across the second base bag, but just not in time to get the speedy Austin Crutcher down there at first base.
That will bring up Logsden, and he fouls the first one away. Oh, 1 pitch, a high fastball. The one thing that Conley has been able to consistently make hitters do is swing at that high fastball. Doesn't have great velocity, anywhere between 88, 89, somewhere in there, but with working his off-speed pitches in there, really keeping the hitters off guard. It's 0-2 on Logsden, who struck out in the first inning. That one fouled right side. Giving chase was all 3 Diamond Hoppers, Stewart, McMillan, and Booth, all in the area, but it falls right in between the trio. Fans really getting into the in-between pitch music. A lot of fans clapping their hands, excited for the Unicorns at bat here. 0-2 pitch, way high, snap throw. Not even close. Caswell tried to catch Crutcher sleeping.
Pierogi eating contest in between the half innings. How many of those do you think you could have taken down there?
How much time did you have?
It looked like they had probably close to a minute.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Logsden down on strikes, but Crutcher will take second. It's a tough one because right now, I won't lie, I'm a little hungry. So I think I could probably 15 maybe? Is that too aggressive?
I don't know how many the winner took down, but 15 sounds like a good number. I was thinking in the 10 range, but if you get greedy, depending on how fast you can chew and swallow.
Now, would you take the approach that during the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, they dunk it in water to soak it, to sogging it up? Would you take that approach, or are you just going straight right into the mouth?
No, because those homemade pierogies, they taste too good to give them the soggy, wet feeling from those.
You know what? I would hate to offend Grandma on some homemade pierogies. Some pierogies, sauerkraut, gołąbkis as well. Great Polish food at the ballpark today, I'm sure. 0-1 on Tyler McVicker, now with 1 out. Crutcher on second base after the stolen base. Now you're just getting me hungry, James. I mean, I can't stop thinking about the pierogies. We'll have to find some after the game, some leftovers of that contest.
Or maybe if anybody is listening, they can bring us some up to the press box. It'd be greatly appreciated.
We are in the press box, you're right, and we are big pierogi fans. Ball outside to McVicker, 2-1. And for that matter, we're fans of any food. I mean, if anyone's listening and wants to stop by the press box.
Yeah, you get a tour.
Foul tip into the glove off the bat of Tyler McVicker.
I really like how active Austin Crutcher is on the base pass. Even if he's not going to steal, he's making you think he's going. He's always bouncing around out there, gets good secondary leads. He's just, I think he's an all-around really good ball player for the Utica Unicorns.
Curveball is grounded to Castro, and he will allow Crutcher to take third for the out. The second out of the inning.
Number 15, the catcher, Kyle Hamner.
But you're right. I think Crutcher really has a chance to actually make it. His offensive numbers are pretty good. Really good, actually, compared to the rest of the team. And we've seen him make some really nice plays in the outfield. I think the one knock on him as Kyle Hamner steps to the plate and takes ball one is he does strike out a good amount. Crutcher in 92 at-bats has struck out 25 times. But if he can put the ball in play on a little bit more of a consistent basis, I think he has a shot. And we've seen that scouts are looking at the USPBL as Hamner cuts and misses 1-1. They look at the USPBL as a competent league and aren't afraid to take chances on some guys. Now 5 guys have been signed to minor league baseball contracts, and it's a ball low. You can even count Ryan Willard as maybe not as big of an ascension to affiliated ball, but the Frontier League is a very well-known established league. Broken bat, pop-up. Conley will take it himself, and that's the third out of the inning. The top of the fourth is over with. We head to the bottom of the fourth here at Jimmy John's Field. 5-1. Hoppers out in front.
Ricky Castro up for the Diamond Hoppers in the bottom of the fourth. Took a pitch for a called strike.
It'll be Castro and then the top of the order in Ortel and Power. It's 5-1 bottom fourth. 2 runs in the bottom of the first and 3 in the bottom of the third for the Diamond Hoppers. And James, how many times have you seen 3 runs scored in an inning without a hit? As it's 1-2 now on Castro.
You don't see that. That's something you don't see very often. Usually you might have like 4 walks with a hit thrown in there, but no hits. There was the error.
There's a hit for Ricky Castro, and he's on board for the first time today. So final line for Cassidy Gaines, I mentioned earlier, not the best, but Cam Hatch so far has come into that bases loaded, no out jam, and got the double play and struck Stewart out. So pretty good outing so far for Hatch. He will have the opportunity to face another lefty in Luke Ortel. Strike one to Ortel. 0 for 1 today with a run scored after walking. And Castro is caught in a rundown, but able to swipe second base anyways. It was not a great throw from Hatch to Logsden, and then Logsden threw well off the bag. Yetsko not able to field, and it landed right in left field for a stolen base for Ricky Castro. The Hoppers wasting no time, putting pressure on the Unicorns to lengthen that lead. It's a ball to Ortel. Hatch inside. Something about Hatch is, I'm not sure if it's the way he delivers the ball, but the fastball really explodes out of his hand and has some nice tailing action on it. 2-1 is low. He's another one of those guys that just got into a Unicorns roster, or Unicorns uniform, base hit up the middle off the bat of Ortel, and it's back-to-back hits to start the 4th. Hatch was signed on the 5th of July.
The designated hitter, Chris Power.
Looked like Castro didn't read that ball off the bat very well. I don't know if he thought it was up higher. He paused momentarily at second base. Someone with his speed he thought might have been able to score on that line drive back up the middle, but held up at third. Still nobody out. Guys on first and third.
Chris Power with an RBI opportunity. He has scored twice. He's 1 for 2, reached on the air. That one through the right side for a base hit. It'll be an RBI single for Chris Power. Back-to-back-to-back singles off of Cam Hatch to start the 4th.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 13, the right fielder, Tyler
And
Booth.
it's 6-1.
Second time today we've seen Chris Power go the other way with, actually the third time he's gone the other way with all 3 of his at-bats. He reached on the air to Villanueva in the last inning. First inning he lined a single over the head of Villanueva. So using the opposite side of the field for Chris Power has got him on base all 3 times with 2 hits.
And 2 very different innings so far for Hatch. Double play and a strikeout in the 3rd, and 3 straight hits in the 4th. So a tale of 2 frames. It's a strike to Booth, and that's followed by a ball outside to put the count at 1-1. Booth walked and scored last inning, grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st. Doesn't seem to be any activity in the Unicorns bullpen, though, so Greg Rull is content with Hatch so far. But that could change with another base hit and even another home run from the Diamond Hoppers. Power lefty leads the team in home runs with 4.
Calling a shot off the left-handed pitcher.
I don't like to call shots. I will call the shot if it happens. However, it will not happen here as Booth is down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Number 10, the third baseman, Alex Delgado.
Second strikeout for Hatch. James mentioned earlier that although Hatch does walk a good amount of people, as it's a big swing from Delgado, he does strike out a lot. Came into this one 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. Now has 7 strikeouts in an inning, or in 5 1/3 innings. So misses bats frequently. It's 0-2 on Delgado. Pitch to Delgado is fouled away. It's a Wednesday night. Still 4 more games this weekend after this one. The Beavers and Hoppers play tomorrow, and then the Beavers and Unicorns on Friday. A rematch of this one on Saturday, and the Beavers and Hoppers again on Sunday. A lot of fun promotions coming up as well. Tickets are still available. You can get yours at 248-601-2400. Delgado flies one into center field. Raw there to make the grab, and the runners will stay put. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, Saturday you can camp out here at the ballpark at Jimmy John's Field. Do you think about camping out, Kevin?
I don't know. Usually I do stay a little bit after the game. I don't know if I will stay long enough to actually camp out and sleep over. I will say I've never slept over at Jimmy John's Field before. Could be in my future, though. Friday, of course, fireworks. Thursday is Thirsty Thursday. Always something fun going on in Utica, Michigan, especially at Jimmy John's Field. Ball outside to Corey Caswell with 2 outs in the inning and runners on first and second. On Sunday as well, it's Buzz's birthday, the Beaver mascot for the Birmingham Bloomfield team, and it's also Christmas in July.
Awesome.
There's a chance for fans to win prizes throughout the game. So a fun promotion. That's a base hit into right center field. Raw fields it, but not before a run will score, and Power motors his way all the way to third base. It's another RBI base hit for Corey Caswell, his second RBI today.
Drove that ball right back up the middle for Corey Caswell. Like you said, his second RBI of the day.
And Cam Hatch has now allowed 4 hits this inning.
Caswell's now 2 for 2 on the day, reached in all 3 of his plate appearances. As we get a mound visit from the pitching coach, Luke McCaddy. Shane McCaddy, excuse me.
I know it's kind of like that game that a lot of people played in the major league level, Name That Molina. We have our version of that game in the USPBL, Name That McCaddy. Shane McCaddy, the pitching coach, and Luke McCaddy, the pitcher, who's actually been pretty good as of late. His ERA at the beginning of the year was in the double digits, now down, I believe, to in the 5 range. 6.75 actually, but has had some good outings and can be a reliable arm. 7-1, the Hoppers out in front. They've done so on 7 hits and took advantage of an error in the 3rd inning. Colin Willis, the lefty, to face the lefty Hatch, and this will be his 9th batter faced. 4 have reached. Check swing, and it's a foul. Ball upstairs. They're playing Willis in the outfield to go the opposite way. Raw is shaded pretty heavily on the right side or left side of second base. 2-1 is way inside, and I think it might have clipped the jersey, but the home plate umpire did not say.
I don't think Willis sold it enough because it did look like it kind of grazed that jersey.
You saw a little ripple effect on the jersey, I thought.
I don't know if it was him getting out of the way or if the ball did graze the jersey, but didn't sell it enough.
3-1, and Willis is lost. That will reload the bases once again.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 14, the first baseman, Jamie McMillan.
McMillan with an opportunity here with the bases loaded. Had an opportunity last inning with the bases loaded, but grounded out. A lot of fans chanting, "Go Jamie," as he steps to the plate. I mentioned he is 0 for 2 today. Struck out back in the first inning, ended that frame. And it's quickly 2-0 on the big first baseman.
He's the first guy that Cam Hatch faced when he came in with the bases loaded and was able to get the 6-4-3 double play. He'll look to have McMillan roll something over again for an easy out.
2-0 curves in for a strike. 22 strikes, 15 balls for Cam Hatch. Works from the third base side of the rubber and gets a swing and a miss from McMillan. And he is 1 strike away from working out of another bases loaded jam. And that got him on the inside corner. McMillan can't believe it, but Cam Hatch can, as he escapes the bases loaded jam, only allowing 2 runs. It's 7-1 Hoppers heading to the 5th. Conley back out there. Really good start for him so far. 4 innings, 3 hits, and an earned run. As we are just waiting for the Polish Heritage Group to finish up their dance. They get a nice round of applause from the crowd. It's the top of the 5th inning now, as Luciano Villanueva will start it off, and then Joe DeRue, and back to the top in Ian Yetzko. Conley works from the windup, and it's a first pitch strike to Villanueva. Make that 0-2, and Conley really just pounding the strike zone. 35 strikes, 15 balls at a 70% clip came into this one, throwing just about 60% strikes. 0-2 pitch, sales low.
He's really challenging these Unicorns hitters, and so far he's winning most of those battles. Only Austin Crutcher or Yetsko got him in the first inning, but Austin Crutcher is the only other Unicorn with a base hit.
A foul out of play. And you thought about that first pitch that went out of the ballpark, and you could have said, oh, this might be a long one if you're the Diamond Hoppers, but really turned into a potential gem, especially considering what Cassidy Gaines did on the other side. Not a great start from him. Cam Hatch has allowed 2 runs in as many innings as well. Villanueva 0 for 0 today, 0 for 1 now after he strikes out. Came into this one batting under 200, has been in some type of slump. But 1 out in the top of the 5th.
Number 13, the designated hitter, Joe Daru.
5th strikeout of the day for Conley, and Daru will step in. He's 0 for 1. And he drills one into left center field. That will get down for a base hit. Ortel will chase it to the wall. Daru digging for 2 and will get there safely. And it's a double for Daru, the number 9 man.
It's got to feel good for him. He's struggled a bit in the beginning of his USPBL career, but right there, nice piece of hitting. Drove that one up the gap in left center field, got it all the way to the wall, gets himself a stand-up double.
Yetsko 1 for 2 today and is responsible for the only Unicorns run. It was a solo shot to start this one off at just about 7:25 p.m.
Very first pitch of the ballgame, and like you were saying, Connolly's made a great turnaround since that. He could have really kind of got down on himself, or he just didn't let it bother him. It was one pitch, and he's really kind of cruised through the remainder of the game.
High fastball is swung right through, and it's 1-1. Conley really using that high fastball to his advantage. Has gotten a few swings and misses from McVicker and Logsdon. And that one there from Yetsko. And another big swing. It almost looked like Conley dropped to a 3/4 arm slot to sling that off-speed pitch right by Yetsko. 1-2 on the shortstop. Runner on second with 1 out. Tapper foul.
It did look like he used a different arm angle on that previous pitch. There was his more conventional delivery, but yeah, like you said, I think he dropped down to a little bit of a 3/4 and maybe fooled Yetsko a little bit.
Stewart making some noise over at second base, trying to keep Daru close. It's a ball inside. Two-two pitch is swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning for Conley, 6th overall, and there are 2 away. The inning will be left up to Chris Cruz, the Bayshore, New York native, and he will again have to face the tough lefty Conley. Cruz already 0 for 2 today. Conley has now struck out at least one in every inning. And again, pounds the zone there with a first pitch strike, this one at 91 miles an hour. And another high fastball is cut out and missed. Caswell tried to catch Daru napping over at second. That throw not in time, but it's an 0-2 count on Chris Cruz. And we see it again. The high fastball is the go-to pitch for Conley.
And it's effective because he's pounding the strike zone so much throughout the at-bats and throughout the game that you see a fastball coming at you, and it looks good, but it's that high one that you're not going to be able to catch up to. The best you're going to do is foul it off or swing right underneath it. It's hard to catch up to a 90-mile-an-hour fastball above the letters, but it looks great.
0-2 again. Conley went upstairs, but Cruz held up. Top of the fifth, 2 outs. The Unicorns trying to cut into this 6-run deficit. And Cruz instead will pop this one up. He's frustrated with himself. Castro and Stewart converging. Castro all the way on the right side of the infield will make the grab. And the inning is over, and the threat is over as well. We're halfway through this one. It's been all Diamond Hoppers. 7-1 is your score.
Sean Gustin will be the new pitcher coming out of the Utica Unicorns bullpen for the top of the 6th inning, or the bottom of the 6th inning, 5th inning. 7th appearance out of the bullpen for Gustin. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Does have a save recorded. He has a 4.26 ERA, and opposing batters are batting .333 off of the right-handed pitcher from Massachusetts. We'll be faced with Cam Stewart, Ricky Castro in the top of the order here in the bottom of the 5th.
The Diamond Hoppers sent 7 to the plate in the first, 7 in the third, and 8 in the fourth. So have been rotating around this lineup quickly. Stewart is 0 for 2 and takes ball 1 for to start his third at bat. Make that 0-2 or 2-0, excuse me. Bottom of the 5th, Unicorns have been shut out since that leadoff home run. On the other side, Diamond Hoppers have scored in 3 of the 4 innings, and a fly ball lifted straight to Austin Crutcher, and it's easy play for the left fielder to make.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 7, the shortstop, Ricky
Cam Stewart now 0 for 3 today. Ricky Castro 1 for 2 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Castro, the switch hitter, saw him bat right-handed against the lefty Hatch, and also batted left-handed against the righty Cassidy Gaines. So switching back and forth, and takes a first pitch strike. A foul out of play, and it's quickly 0-2. Castro's average as of July 14th sat at 179, has since raised it as high as 240. Ball outside. It's now at 236. So been putting some good swings on the ball, kind of like what we've been seeing from Austin Larretts of the Beavers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Austin Larretts has gotten a few more plate appearances in recent games because he is hitting the ball. And just like Ricky Castro, he's kind of forced himself into the lineup. Even when Ryan Willard was here, got to start at DH, and he played in the field as Willard was the designated hitter in a game. So his hitting the last handful of games is getting Ricky Castro into the lineup, and now he's back at the everyday shortstop position.
Ball outside, and it'll run the count full. Gustin throws across his body and gets the strikeout. Gustin known for slinging the ball right across his body, which creates his deception, and it's worked so far. 2 quick outs for Gustin, and we'll send it back to the top of the order in Luke Ortel. 1 for 2 today with a walk, a single, and 2 runs scored. Ortel swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Crutcher comes in. The shortstop Yetzko calls for it and makes the grab to end the inning. A good inning for Sean Gustin, and that'll conclude the 5th here on the USPBL YouTube channel. 7-1 Hoppers. Conley delivers a first pitch that is grounded to Castro off the bat of Brandon Raw. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that's something we've seen quite frequently so far. It's a quick out in the top of the 6th inning.
Left fielder, Austin Crutcher.
Unicorns continuing to be aggressive against Connolly, but hasn't been working out much for him. Like we talked about, Connolly pounding the strike zone, but winning these battles against the Unicorns hitters.
Ball 1 to Austin Crutcher. Connolly has only thrown 67 pitches through 5 1/3 inning. Very economical, and you can say that's because the Unicorns are very aggressive or that he's just pounding the strike zone, and either argument will be totally respectable.
Well, he's forcing these Unicorns hitters to go up there swinging the bat, and when they put the ball in play, it's just not strongly hit or right to somebody.
Or yanked foul like that one was. 1-2 on Crutcher, who has half of the team's hits today. He is 2 for 2. That one right down the middle. Crutcher not expecting the fastball there, probably looking for something soft, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, that pitch just froze him. Good pitch there by Connolly. Another elevated fastball, but that one's still in the strike zone enough to get the called strike 3 on Austin Crutcher.
And I would imagine if he works through this inning, why not keep him out there? There is a little bit of activity in the bullpen. It's either Santana or Bravo. But you might as well ride the Connolly train until it runs out of gas. 2 outs for Logsdon, who has not had a good debut so far. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Going back to your point on riding Connolly out, I completely agree with you because he looks like he's in a comfort zone right now. He's getting the ball back from the catcher Caswell and just going to work.
That's a big cut, and it's 0-2. We've seen Logsdon try to catch up to that elevated fastball and has not been able to do it all game long.
Yeah, it almost looks like Connolly's got a little bit of more life on his ball right now as he's pitching here in the 6th inning.
Well, and it's not like he has sent down something crazy like 12 consecutive. That one right off of the hand of Logsdon. Or are they going to call it a foul ball? They'll call it a foul ball, so it must have gone off the nub of the bat. Oh, now they're giving him his base. That's what I thought originally.
Not a very good sell job if you're the hitter. Usually, shaking your hand a bit. But I like it. Maybe he just wanted to hit.
Third baseman, Tyler McVicker.
But, and this plays perfectly into my point that I was going to make. He hasn't sent down something crazy like 12 in a row or something like that. There's been runners every inning that he has had to pitch around. At least 1 runner in each inning, 2 in the first. Ball 1 high to McVicker. But has worked around it and still his pitch count in spectacular shape. 1-0 pitch to McVicker is low. McVicker from Melrose, Massachusetts, a 4-year Elon player. Fouls that one out of play and has been struggling just a little bit ever since coming onto the scene here.
Last couple games he's been hitting the ball hard. It's just been going right to the opposing team's fielders. So it looks like he's seen the ball a little better, making solid contact in his plate appearances, but not being rewarded with the hits yet.
2-1 is swung right through. But he started off really hot, 3 for his first 8, but since 2 for his next 22, and you can make that 2 for his next 24 as he is 0 for 2 today. Two is outside. the Jaws music playing loudly for the payoff pitch, which is swung right through. Tyler McVicker down on strikes for the first time today. It's the 8th strikeout for Jeff Conley. A very good outing so far for him. We're through 5.5. Going to the bottom of the 6th, 7-1. Hoppers out in front. After a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th, Gustin will go back to work in the 6th and delivers a first pitch slider that catches the outside corner for a strike. Power Booth Delgado due up here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss at the same pitch, and it's 0-2. Power has had a busy day running to first base. He's reached all 3 times, twice via a hit, once via an error. This one grounded to McVicker, and he will be safe. Not sure if they'll give him a single there. He does have some pretty good speed and made it down to first in time.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 13.
And it looked like at the end of the day, McVicker really nonchalantly threw it over. Didn't really got enough oomph on the ball. That might have cost him an out.
And he made a pretty good play on the backhanded snag there. And like you said, kind of nonchalantly picked the ball up and thought he had more time, but Power running good down the first base line.
They'll give him a single. 3rd hit of the day for Power, 4th time he's reached. Now the lefty Tyler Booth, who's 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. It's 7-1 in favor of the Hoppers. And although it's only a 6-run deficit, it probably feels like 16 because of the way Jeff Conley is pitching for East Side. A check on Power is not a time. Two-0 pitch to Booth. Gustin sets, fires, low. .30 pitch. Booth probably not going to get the green light here, and does not. Takes a ball that just clips the outside black, and it's 3-1.
It's not many times a hitter in this league does get the green light on a 3-0 count.
3-1, runner goes. It's fouled straight back. The hit and run was in place for Chris Power, and he's such a valuable player because he's listed as a catcher, so the backup catcher to Corey Caswell. We've also seen him in left field, but he has some speed and is also hitting above 300, especially after this 3-for-4 performance today so far. Payoff pitch, runner goes again. It's lifted into center field, and Power will have to retreat.
Now batting for the Diamond Knockers, number 10, the third baseman, Alex
One out
Delgado.
for Delgado now. But to finish that Chris Power point, it is a nice thing to have when your backup catcher does provide some speed. 4 stolen bases on the year for Chris. Delgado is 1 for 2 today with a hit by pitch, and he scored after getting hit in the 3rd inning. Takes a strike right down the middle, 92 miles per hour from Sean Gustin. Power back safely. You always know who Chris Power is on the baseball diamond because of that distinctive neon sleeve he wears on his right arm. Another fly. This one will stay in the infield for Villanueva. Tracks it and makes the grab. 2 down.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, number 6, the catcher, Corey Caswell.
Caswell has reached all 3 times as well, just like Power, and will look to reach a 4th time here in the 6th. A double, a single, a walk, and 2 RBIs, so a good day for Corey Caswell. And flies this one shallow into center field, and the catch is made by the shortstop Yetzko to retire the side. Probably would have been an easier play for Crutcher or Raw to make, but Yetzko will take care of it as we move to the top of the 7th here in Utica, Michigan. And James, I think we were right. Jeff Conley Paul Noce will be riding, looks like his left arm until the end of this one, or at least for the 7th inning. He's back out there for the top of the 7th. 7-1 Diamond Hoppers. And it's a ball inside to Kyle Hamner, bottom third of the order, due up for the Unicorns.
Yeah, he hasn't shown any signs of fatigue. He's been confident out on the mound, challenging these Unicorns hitters.
Well, there's a base hit for Hamner, and now the Unicorns have had at least one on base all 7 innings.
Number 6, the second baseman, Luciano.
Still not able to get a run across the plate other than that leadoff home run for the leadoff hitter, Ian Yetzko.
Well, you look at it, 5 left on base, 1 each inning aside from the third, where Raw reached on an error and was caught stealing to end that inning. So no left on base there, but 1 left on base the other 5 innings. Strike 1 to Villanueva. And that's a ground ball, just foul. 0 for 1 is Villanueva, walked in the second. The lone free pass issued by Jeff Conley.
Yeah, 1 walk to those 8 strikeouts you mentioned.
That'll get you big league looks.
It's a good left-handed arm starting this game for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and Paul Noce.
0-2 upstairs. And we've seen Noce give a lot of different guys starts, and one guy who's consistent is Jeff Conley. Jalen Miller has been shaky. Darren Lauer probably better suited for the closer role. 1-2 pitch inside. Conley thought he had Villanueva for a second time today.
Yeah, that one just missed inside. Had a little bit of swing back action, it looked like, on that pitch, but didn't catch enough of the corner to warrant the strike 3 call.
A foul right back to the screen. Two-two pitch is fouled away.
Good job by Villanueva here, battling against Connolly. After the leadoff man was on, he'd like to get another base hit, start this inning off with 2 guys on, maybe look to cut into this lead just a bit with 3 innings left to play.
2-2 pitch again upstairs, and Villanueva has worked himself a full count.
Bring the crowd back into this one as full count on Villanueva.
Hey, this is a big at bat. DeRue on deck. He's the end of the order, and Yetzko in the hole. And now Yetzko's actually on deck. First 2 have reached against Connolly, and it was smooth sailing until just this moment.
Now you might see the bullpen start to get a little bit more anxious in their warming up. And that looks like it might be it, unless it's just a mound visit from Paul Noce.
Noce does do his own mound visits, but you're right, it might be it. Doesn't want to leave Connolly out to dry.
Haven't seen a sign out to the bullpen.
I could see, and I could understand the move to leave Connolly in for DeRue, who's the number 9 man. And although he has a double today, has struggled. And then if DeRue is retired, let him continue until another man reaches. But if DeRue were to reach, then get a fresh arm in there for the top of the order.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this here. You got a pitcher. It's a 7-1 ball game. Maybe
Right.
if it was a little bit closer of a game, a 3-2 game or a 3-1 game, you might have made the move to your bullpen after the first 2 men reach. But allow your starting pitcher that's been having an extremely good, efficient and good quality start leave him out there and try to get out of this jam by himself. He could start with the ground ball here from DeRue.
DeRue instead lifts one deep into left field, but under it is Willis, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. I thought off of the sound of that ball, it could have gone a little deeper, but it just died out, and Willis made the grab about halfway between the infield and warning track dirt. Yetzko taps one foul. 1 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts, but when he's not striking out, he left the park.
Yeah, and you can kind of see since he hit that leadoff home run, his swings have kind of been a little bigger, looking maybe to hit another home run, but I'd like to see him kind of take a step back and try to just put the ball in play here, especially with 2 guys on.
He does so. It's a tapper to Delgado, taps the bag at third across the diamond for a double play. And that's how you work out of a jam if you are Jeff Conley. It's time to stretch at Jimmy John's Field with Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Duran Elmore will be the new pitcher for the Utica Unicorns in the bottom of the 7th inning. Last time out was the winner in his he got the win. He's 2-0 this season, 11th appearance, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 10 runs, only 7 of them earned, 11 walks to 6 strikeouts, 9.94 ERA, opponents hitting .304. Last time out pitched an inning and a third, only needed 8 pitches to do so. They were all strikes, and he was, like I said, the pitcher of record in that game. So he'll look to continue on that role and continue to throw more strikes, keep the ball in the zone, not walk as many hitters as he has in the past. He's got 11 walks in 6 1/3 innings pitched, but a lot of those came towards the beginning of the year.
There's a strike to Colin Willis, 0 for 1 today, 2 walks. Gustin's final line, 2 innings, a hit. So good outing out of the bullpen, retired 6 of the 7 he faced. And it's 1-1 on Willis in a 7-1 ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss there. Elmore, probably a good spot for him to come in. He'll face two lefties in Willis and McMillan, then the righty Stewart, and if anyone reaches, the switch hitter Castro. Elmore sets and delivers a pitch that is fouled back to the netting. Elmore, it seems like he has one fluid motion, not really a stop in his motion. Technically would be a balk, but then again, a lot of things get swept under the rug at the professional baseball level. Another foul, and Willis is making Elmore work right off the bat.
But Elmore right around the strike zone, so coming out of the bullpen throwing strikes is what you want to see out of your relief pitchers.
One-two is looped into right field, a base hit for Colin Willis, his first of the day. And after all those strikes thrown by Elmore, it ends in a hit.
Number 14, the first baseman, Jamie McMillan.
McMillan up now has not reached 0 for 3 today. One of two Diamond Hoppers who have not reached base. The other stands in the on-deck circle. That's Cam Stewart. Ball one high.
And we were talking a little bit about the amount of runners that have been left on the base just by Jamie McMillan this afternoon. He came up in a couple big spots.
Runner goes, throw not in time, and Willis has himself a stolen base.
Picked the right pitch to go on. Elmore looked like he was going to be throwing over to first, but went home with the ball.
First stolen base for Willis on his first attempt, but going back to that point about McMillan, he himself has left 8 on base today. Has struck out and grounded into a double play with the bases loaded, and also struck out with runners on second and third in the first. So McMillan looking to redeem himself here in the bottom of the 7th with a runner on second. And he has a 2-2 count to play with. Two pitch, and that might be a balk.
Yeah, they called a balk on Elmore there. I don't know if he came to a complete set.
Well, he definitely doesn't come to a complete set when there's nobody on base, so it was probably just about time that a balk was called on him. So a free 90 feet for Colin Willis, and he is one base closer to scoring. That's ball 4 to Jamie McMillan. He has reached for the first time today, and now the lone Diamond Hopper who has failed to do so is in the batter's box right now, but before that, Kyle Hamner will direct some traffic. Strike one to Stewart. Grounded out, struck out, flied out. So some variety in the way Cam Stewart has been retired today. Looking for that first hit. Elmore fires, and it's lifted into center field. Raw comes in, charging to make the grab. One down, and Stewart's 0 for 4.
not deep enough to score the runner Colin Willis on third base as Raw came running in full speed to make that catch, so his momentum was already carrying him towards home plate. Smart play to hold Willis up there at third.
Especially, you never want to make the first out at home, especially in a 7-1 game. That run, not too important, rather wait and be a little patient and see what Ricky Castro and then Luke Ortel can do. Castro, 1 for 3 today with a stolen base and a run scored. Ball outside. Duran Elmore, it's tricky because, James, you were talking about he recorded 4 outs on just 8 pitches, and then he has games like today where he has thrown 10 strikes and 8 balls and only recorded 1 out so far and allowed the first 2 to reach. Which Duran Elmore do you believe? It's hard to tell.
And I think only time will tell as the season progresses. He gets more appearances. But for the most part, it's the other Duran Elmore that struggles to find the strike zone and allows free passes as Ricky Castro draws another walk. So that's back-to-back walks here. Or not back-to-back, well, 2 walks in a row. Jamie McMillan and Ricky Castro, they turn it over to the top of the lineup now.
And we'll have another pitching mound visit from Shane McCaddy. And it's hard to give up on a lefty. If he was a righty, maybe he's not on the team now, but he is a lefty. He has good life on the fastball, touches 90, and
it's just all about finding the strike zone.
Just waiting for him to get his mechanics perfected.
44, the center fielder, Luke Ortel.
It will be a pinch hitter for Ortel. Number 1, Fiorino will come off the bench. The Glen Cove, New York native. And funny story about Fiorino is on Wednesdays, at Jimmy John's Field, kids can get their hair cut for free from a professional barber. And before the game, we saw Joe Fiorino getting a haircut as well, getting the sides trimmed up a little bit. Ball 1 high.
You can't pass up a new fresh do for free. I think I saw a couple of the other players out there getting a fresh cut.
Take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, why go out and get a haircut when you can go to work and get one too right before you play a game of baseball?
Absolutely.
Fiorino cuts and misses. It's even at 1.
I thought about getting myself one. Not quite ready for a haircut, though.
Well, when the time comes, it's Wednesdays at Jimmy John's Field. Just another reason to come to the ballpark on a Wednesday evening.
Absolutely.
Fiorino, 283 with 5 RBIs on the year. Has also scored 9 times. 2-1 to Fiorino. Outside and high. It's 3-1. And nowhere to put him. Bases loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 3-1 pitch from Elmore is a called strike. Elmore fooled Fiorino with the off-speed pitch.
We'll get the crowd back into it with the 3-2 count as Elmore looks to record his second out of the inning.
The 3-2 pitch is tapped. Yetzko will field off of the deflection from Elmore. Everybody's safe. An infield single for Fiorino. And it's 8-1 Diamond Hoppers. Just a tough play there. Elmore doing anything he can to field it.
Fiorino kind of hit that one weakly, just blubbed it up the middle off the glove of Elmore. and went over to the shortstop. Yetzko didn't really have a shot, as it looks like that'll be the end of the night for Durant Elmore as manager Greg Grawl comes to the mound and takes the ball. We'll be back to let you know who the new pitcher is at Jimmy John's Field. You're listening to the United Shore Professional Baseball League YouTube channel. So after the infield single from Joe Fiorino here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Chance Simpson will be the new pitcher coming out of the bullpen for the Utica Unicorns. 6th appearance for Simpson, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, does not have a record, 14.72 ERA. 5.26 batters are hitting against Chance Simpson, so he's going to look to lower those numbers, and he's placed into a difficult position here as the bases are loaded with only 1 out, as Chris Power, who has 3 hits in today's game already, is stepping to the plate.
Yeah, bases are loaded for Power. Another RBI opportunity. He already has 1 today, and an RBI single as well. Ground ball, Yetzko fields, tossed to Villanueva. Relay is deflected and gets past Logsdon. He didn't know it was a live ball. Castro will come in to score as well. I believe that relay throw from Villanueva was deflected by the runner, Fiorino. So he's safe. We'll see how they rule that.
Number 13, the right fielder, Tyler Booth.
But in any sense, it's 10-1 now. The Diamond Hoppers really pouring it on.
Well, Fiorino went into second base hard, and he kind of broke up the play. And like you said, Villanueva kind of dropped down to an angle to throw that ball across, and it looked like he might have hit Fiorino, or he just did a good job breaking that up. But it's a fielder's choice for Chris Power that plates 2 more runs for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
So a fielder's choice, no RBI for Power. And he's 3 for 5 today as Tyler Booth steps in 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And grounds 1 foul down the first base side. Chance Simpson trying to get out of this one. 2 outs now. 1-2 pitch to Booth is outside. 2-2 pitch way outside, and Booth has worked himself a full count. And the 3-2 pitch. Booth just able to stay alive. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, and the Diamond Hoppers have expanded their lead to 9. Simpson is a big guy. One of the newcomers for the Unicorns, 6'6", 235, went to University of Illinois Springfield. Full count is a fly ball, left field, Crutcher ranging over into foul territory to make the grab, and the inning is over, but not before the Diamond Hoppers add 3 more on a RBI single from Fiorino, and then a fielder's choice that got a little messy after an E4. We head to the 8th here on the USPBL YouTube channel, 10-1 Hoppers. Welcome back here inside Utica, Michigan in Jimmy John's Field. And one thing we always like to talk about here is the span that the USPBL goes over. We always talk about the players ranging from C to C. And the other thing is the fans that range all over the place. Last week had a lot of fans in Baldwin, Michigan. This week was actually in Westlake, Ohio, was wearing my USPBL hat, and someone came up, asked me about it, and became a new fan of the independent baseball league that we have in Utica going on. Said if they ever came up to Utica, they would attend a game, as it is a fun atmosphere. And we always like to give shout outs to all the friends and family of the players, employees, and everyone involved in the USPBL who tune in and day out. It is a fun thing that we have going, and it's been a fun game to watch as Jeff Conley has gone 7 1/3 innings now after Alex Delgado brings in that foul pop-up off the bat of Chris Cruz.
Number 11, the center fielder, Brandon Raw.
1 out. Raw fouls one, and the pitch count for Conley is in really good shape, 94 through 7 1/3 innings. (10-1) Hoppers. A curveball sails outside, and it's 1-1 on Raw, who's 0 for 3 today. Did reach on an error. (2-1) is fouled away. Jeff Conley with the 2-2 pitch, and again, a foul tip. Brandon Raw has been on an absolute tear as of late, but has been held in check today, 0 for 3. But then again, the whole lineup basically has been held in check. Only 5 hits allowed by Conley. That one low, and it's a full count.
You still see good life on the fastball from Connolly. He's still attacking these hitters here in the 7th inning.
And it helps that he has a 9-run lead to work with.
That was the 100th pitch of the game for Connolly. It's a one-out walk to Brandon Raw.
That'll bring up Crutcher, 2 for 3, a stolen base as well, and this will bring the infield together, and Paul Noce might make a call to the bullpen. And he will do so. Jeff Conley will exit after 7 1/3 really good innings, is responsible for Raw over at first base, but other than that has only allowed the 1 run. We'll tell you about the new Diamond Hoppers pitcher right after this.
New pitcher coming on in the top of the 8th inning for the East Side Diamond Hoppers is Tatum Hendricks, making his 13th appearance out of the bullpen. 17 2/3 innings pitched, 17 hits, only allowing 6 earned runs on the year, 7 walks to 19 strikeouts. Does have a 0-1 record. Has a 3.05 ERA. Opposing hitters are betting .262 off of him. He'll face Austin Crutcher here with a 9-run lead and 1 out in the top of the 8th inning.
Not an easy task for Hendricks. Conley still responsible for Raw. We'll tell you his final line once it is complete. Foul out of play. Hendricks from Litchfield Park, Arizona, went to Central Arizona College and was primarily a starter there, but has found a home in the bullpen for Paul Noce and the coaching staff. Caswell can't find that ball, and that'll allow Rod to advance to second. So a wild pitch from Hendricks.
Hendricks, one of the guys that's been successful coming out of the bullpen for Paul Noce. Him, along with Matt Rogers, Darren Lauer, are kind of guys we focused on when it gets late in games, and the Diamond Hoppers need to close the doors. Those are really the 3 most reliable arms that they've had coming out of the bullpen. Other guys have been very successful as well, but we seem to see those guys a lot in late inning pressure situations. This one, a 10-1 game, so not any extreme stress.
1-1 pitch is fouled away. Hendricks' ERA was all the way down to .60 and has since allowed 5 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings, but was really good. He was the third piece of that Hendricks, Rogers, Lauer three-headed monster, if you will. 1-2 to Crutcher is behind him and actually plunks him right on the number 3 on the back of his jersey, and that'll put 2 runners on. Well, a wild pitch and a hit batter for Hendricks out of the bullpen so far.
Now batting for the Unicorns, number
And
7, first
Mike
baseman,
Logsdon has reached once, 0 for 2, was hit back in the 6th. Would be a great time for his first career USPBL hit, as the Unicorns have a lot of work to do and not a lot of outs to work with. They are down to their final 5 outs. A wide open stance from the right-handed batter's box from Mike Logden. That one drilled deep into right center field. That'll get down. That's the base hit. 1 run will score. A second run is coming to the plate. The relay throw, not in time. It's a 2-run double. Mike Logsdon.
Well, welcome to the league, Mike Logsdon there. He drills a ball up the right center field gap and absolutely hammered that ball for a double, scores 2 runs here. It's not over yet. We've seen crazier things happen.
Well, you think about it, Logsdon has struck out twice today. He probably just got fed up about swinging at those chest-high fastballs, instead drove the first pitch he saw into the right center gap. McVickers 0 for 3 today. His struggles have continued and swings right through a belt-high fastball. Hendricks tries to paint the outside corner, but unable to do so. 10-3 now. Hoppers still have a nice lead. This score more of a score you'd see on a Sunday afternoon rather than a Wednesday evening. Oh, Sunday fall afternoon, I should say. 1-1 is popped up. First base side, McMillan gives chase, but that will be a souvenir. Hendricks checks on Logsdon, delivers a curveball just off the black, and that'll even the count at 2. Game 41 in the inaugural USPBL season. It is going by fast. The Unicorns trying to come back in this one and earn their 10th win. The Diamond Hoppers with a win would climb above 500 at 13-12. Also Polish night at the park, all 3 picnic areas jam-packed to celebrate one of many heritage nights here at the ballpark. Swing and a miss, and McVicker is down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Good pitch there from Tatum Hendricks, low and away. Was able to get McVicker to go fishing and chase after that one, but looked to strand Logsdon out there at second base and keep a 7-run lead for his team as they head to the bottom of the 8th. But he'll have to get Kyle Hamner out to do so.
Hamner 1 for 3 today, singled last inning, reached third, but was stranded and drives one deep into center field, but Fiorino under it, and that'll do it for the top of the 8th inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Unicorns get 2 back, but the score remains 10-3. The bottom of the 8th inning will start with a pinch hitter. It's number 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his U.S. PBL debut,
Michael Scholar. Number formerly worn by Ryan Willard, who, as we mentioned, was signed to a Frontier League contract. So Michael Scholar, the infielder, a switch hitter, will bat left-handed against the righty. Chance Simpson takes a called strike. From East Meadow, New York, and went to Purchase College. We'll add some infield depth for Paul Noce, as it's a quick 0-2 on Scholar in his first career USPBL at bat. Final line for Jeff Conley, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, and a hit batter. Really good outing. He's in line for the win. In line for the loss is Cassidy Gaines, who just went 2+ innings and gave up 5 runs. After getting ahead 0-2 on the batter Scholar, Simpson throws 3 straight balls, and it's a payoff pitch that sails way high, and Scholar, in his first at-bat, will walk.
And just talking about Connolly's outing today, I thought it was super impressive because it could have went a completely different way, especially after how the game started with Ian Yetzko taking him to straightaway center field on the very first pitch, but turned it around, went 7 1/3 innings. A very good start for Connolly tonight.
One on for Corey Caswell. 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a double. Simpson, the tall righty, looking to get these 3 outs, and then it will be one last chance for the Unicorns. Curveball inside. Cassidy Gaines started this one, 2+ innings, 5 runs. Cam Hatch went 2 innings, gave up as many runs. Sean Gustin, 2 scoreless innings. Ground ball here, Yetzko fields, long throw, not in time. Infield single for Corey Caswell. Duran Elmore win a third of an inning, 2 hits, an earned run, and now Chance Simpson has gone 2/3 of an inning, but has allowed the first 2 batters to reach here in the home half of the 8th.
It's a good play by Ian Yetzko, ranging to his right. Just kind of too slow, softly hit off the bat of Caswell, and just not enough, really enough time to get that throw across the diamond but he made a strong throw.
He's 10 years old. James Ferguson, please report to guest services. James Ferguson to guest services, please. Thank you.
First pitch strike to Colin Willis. He scored a run today. Every starter has scored a run for the Diamond Hoppers aside from Cam Stewart and Corey Caswell. 1-1 pitch to Willis is a called strike. Looked to be a touch outside. Willis didn't agree with the call, but it will be a 1-2 count on the Diamond Hoppers left fielder. It's a foul out of play. Looking ahead, tomorrow night it will be the Beavers against these Diamond Hoppers, and then the Beavers will play again on Friday Night Fireworks against the Unicorns. A matchup between the top 2 teams tomorrow night as Willis is down on strikes. Would expect Nick Jensen-Clagg to be going for the Beavers. He seems to be the ace of the staff.
He'll be looking for a little bit of a bounce back. Got roughed up a little bit in his last start. So he'll be looking to get back to form tomorrow night against these Diamond Hoppers.
Not sure who would go for the Hoppers. They do have Connor Root. That would
be
assume,
my guess.
I agree. I think Paul Noce probably saved Root to go tomorrow against the better team and instead went with Connolly, but it's no disrespect to Jeff Conley. Root's just been around a little bit longer. Conley probably made a case to be the #1 starter with tonight's performance.
Absolutely.
McMillan 0 for 3, a walk and a run scored. Quickly down in the count 0-2. One out, 2 on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chance Simpson on the mound. He came into the game last inning after Duran Elmore allowed 4 of the 5 batters he faced to reach. Simpson then induced a fielder's choice from Chris Power and then a flyout from Tyler Booth. 1-2, the count will remain on Jamie McMillan. One, two again, this one low. And I believe a couple weeks ago, when Kyle Hamner made his first start, one thing I noticed was when there's runners on base, his crouch is extremely high. As McMillan is down on strikes, it's back-to-back strikeouts. Hamner's crouch with runners on base, very high. And in my opinion, that would make it extremely difficult for the umpire to get a good view of the pitches and would probably hurt the pitcher.
Maybe just a little bit, but he does that for his own, getting ready to throw runners out. He gets them into a throwing position. You'll see a lot of catchers do that. They'll kind of like get more of a squat than a crouch to kind of get themselves into a better throwing position when there's runners on base, but makes it a little tougher to get down and block balls. You got more room or more of a drop.
Cam Stewart drives one right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Stoller will score. Caswell coming around, and the throw will not be in time. Instead, it will come to third base. It's a 2-run triple, Cam Stewart.
Looked like Cam Stewart was determined there not to be one of the only players in the lineup held without a hit, so drives that ball into the right center field gap all the way to the fence, and motored all the way around to third base, scoring 2 on that one.
It was a very basic at-bat, nothing really going on. Stewart didn't swing, and then all of a sudden drove one that hit the wall, and Cruz's throw was in line with third base, but Stewart enough speed to slide in safely. Back-to-back balls to Ricky Castro. Castro's had a nice game. 2 runs scored, 1 for 3. Swing and a miss.
May have had a chance to get Cam Stewart on that one, as, like you said, Cruz made a good throw to the cutoff man, Villanueva, but he kind of bounced one over there to McVicker at third, and Cam Stewart was able to slide in safely.
Castro takes one outside. And stays alive by tapping that one foul. On deck is Fiorino, who was the pinch hitter last inning. Stayed in the game to play center field. Another pinch hitter, Michael Scholar, came to start things off in the 8th. I would imagine he would stay into the game as the third baseman. Ground ball here, Yetzko across to Logsden, and that'll retire the side, but the Hoppers get 2 more runs. Last call for the Unicorns in the top of the 9th here on the USPBL YouTube channel.
Give it up for the Utica Unicorns, number 6, Luciano Villanueva.
8-9-1 will be the last hope for the Unicorns, who look for their 10th win of the year. If not, they will drop to 9-17. It's strike number 1 at 91 miles an hour from Tatum Hendricks. Came in to record 2 outs in the 8th, did give up a hit and a 2-run double. The Unicorns will need to score at least 9 this inning to keep it going. Scholar stays into the game as the third baseman. Hendricks winds, delivers a ball that bounces in there. Looks like it caught the home plate umpire on the shin. And Caswell will give the umpire a couple of extra seconds here and talk to his pitcher, Tatum Hendricks. Hendricks only the 2nd pitcher used by Paul Nochi today. Jeff Conley did most of the work, 7 1/3 innings, and then Hendricks finished up the 8th, and we'll look to close out the 9th here.
And that's what you want from your starting pitcher. Go out there, give you 7 in the 3rd innings, make it a short game for your bullpen. And that's exactly what Connolly did tonight, as like you said, Tatum Hendricks, the only pitcher that had to be used out of the bullpen.
Ground ball, Castro. Easy play, easy first out.
Castro makes smooth plays over there at shortstop. You see him. Seems like he gloves everything.
That's the thing, you know what? You can say what you want about his offense, and it did tail off a little bit in the middle of the season, but that glove is consistent and consistently challenges DJ Martinez as the best fielder that we have in the USPBL.
Both of them play shortstop. And that's usually where you want your best fielder on the team. And both those guys make extraordinary plays, so we'll probably see them go at it tomorrow night, I would imagine.
2 starters, I would say so, unless Paul Nochi wants to give Scholar a chance at short. Swing and a miss from DeRue. 1 for 3 with a double. Hendricks 1-1 pitch, skips in there for a ball. We'll be back here tomorrow night, as James alluded to, Beavers and Hoppers, first pitch at 7:25. Pre-game show at 7:10. Be sure to catch all the game action, game broadcast, up-to-date information on the rosters by subscribing to our YouTube channel, as DeRue swings and misses. It's 2-2. United Shore Professional Baseball League on YouTube, at USPBL on Twitter and Facebook. Hendricks winds, delivers a pitch that is poked into left field for a base hit. The Unicorns aren't done yet.
Now batting for the Unicorns.
Good for Joe DeRue
the
here to get a couple hits in this game, you know, kind of maybe get that bat working for him as we move into the like second half of this season.
Some fans starting the "Let's Go, Yets Go" chant. I'm surprised it took this long for people to catch on to that one. I thought it was a pretty standard chant, especially with his name. Yetsko, the leadoff man, will take ball 1. 1 for 4 with that home run. Also has struck out twice and grounded into a inning-ending double play in the 7th. DeRue on first. Yetsko over the glove of Ricky Castro into left center field. It's bobbled there from Fiorino, and here comes DeRue scoring. It will be a single and an error from Ian Yetsko, and a 12-4 ball game. Be interested to see if they give him the RBI there, because I doubt they give Yetsko a double. I would assume it'd be
they scored him a single.
A single and an E8.
Looking right at it, they looks like they did change it to a double.
So it's a double and an RBI then.
It didn't update the RBI because it has only the 1 in there, and that would be from his home run earlier in the game.
Well, our official scorer, Grant Bracey, to the booth, or in the booth to the left of us, working hard day in and day out. So no RBI there, but a double for Ian Yetsko. Swing and a miss from Chris Cruz, and he is even up the count at 1. One thing I will say is Tatum Hendricks has looked very hittable today. He started the season off so hot and so dominant, has since cooled off just a little bit. Cruz is 0 for 4 today and bounces one to McMillan, who tosses to Hendricks, and there are 2 outs.
Good play there by McMillan going back on the ball and getting the easy hop. Tatum Hendricks covers for an easy second out.
Last chance is Brandon Raw. 0 for 3. Was caught stealing and reached on an error in the third. Walked and scored in the eighth. Ball skips in. Diamond Hoppers will improve to 13-12. Unicorns will drop to 9-17, assuming this one holds. 1-0 pitch is right down the middle, and it's even at 1. Little overthrow there from Hendricks, and it got by Caswell. Keep in mind, Yetzko's at third base, so just 90 feet away from scoring the 5th run of the game for the Unicorns. It's 12-4, Hoppers out in front. They have been dominant from the start. 2 runs in the first, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 3 in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th. So only 3 innings, that they have not crossed the plate. 2-1 to Brandon Raw is grounded up the middle, through for a base hit, an RBI single for Brandon Raw, and this one's not over yet.
Now batting for the Unicorns, number 3, the left fielder, Austin Crutcher.
Austin Crutcher up now, and the Unicorns fighting till the last out in this one. Hendricks has now allowed 3 runs in an inning and a third. That was a crazy play, a ball that Caswell caught, but it was so fast or had such good velocity on it or caught the glove at the right angle that it took the glove with it. But whatever you got to do to save a wild pitch from occurring. 1-0 is on the outside corner.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I mean, the glove, and it squirted away pretty good from his glove, went probably 3 feet behind him with the ball.
And stayed in the glove.
Yeah.
1-1 is fouled straight back.
That's probably why Raw didn't even see the ball trickle away from him, because it was inside the glove still. The glove got away from Caswell on that one.
That's almost, we've seen a lot of crazy things this game, especially in the third inning. The Diamond Hoppers scored 3 times without allowing a hit, or without recording a hit, I should say. 1-2, Unicorns down to their last strike. It's upstairs. Crutcher 2 for 3 today, a run scored after getting hit. Swing and a miss. Crutcher, a delayed swing, but that will do it for the game. Final score 12-5. A lot of scoring on both sides, but in the end, it favors the Diamond Hoppers as they improve to 13-12. Unicorns drop to 9-17. Winning pitcher Jeff Conley at 1-1, and Cassidy Gaines drops to 2-6. We'll be back for a quick USPBL wrap-up right after this. Once again, your final score, Hoppers 12, Unicorns 5. Back here inside Jimmy John's Field, once again, your final score, Diamond Hoppers 12, Utica Unicorns 5. It all started in the top of the first inning with a solo shot from Yetzko, and you thought it could have been a long day for the Diamond Hoppers. Instead, it was a gem from Jeff Connolly, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and then Tatum Hendricks cleaned up the rest of the game, an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs allowed. Really good pitching performance from Connolly.
Yeah, Connolly was pretty much borderline dominant out there on the mound. He only had, like you said, the very first pitch of the game, Ian Yetzko took him yard, and you were thinking maybe like, uh-oh, what's going to happen here? But he turned it around, only gave up a couple infield hits after that to Austin Crutcher until the 5th inning when DeRue got him for a double. And then Hamner got him for a single in the 7th. And that was really all that he faced and hit-wise off of him. So a very good outing from Jeff Connolly. If you're an Eastside Diamond Hoppers fan, that's got to make you feel very confident moving forward in the season with him. A very good left-handed pitcher that you can throw out there every 4 days.
On the other side, 12 hits from the Diamond Hoppers propelled them to 12 runs. 3 for 4 was Corey Caswell. 3 for 5 was Chris Power. Both of them added 2 RBIs. What stood out to you offensively for the Diamond Hoppers?
For the Diamond Hoppers, I think someone like Chris Power moving into the 2-hole tonight. 3 hits, 2 runs scored there. He had an RBI. You also had Corey Caswell had a good day at the plate. 3 hits, 3 for 4 with a walk. Couple RBIs for him. And I think that's really what stood out to me was those guys right there, Chris Power and Corey Caswell, the 2 catchers. One designated hitting tonight, but both those guys had very good offensive nights for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Power increases his average to 321. Caswell's up to 323. And Tyler Booth still leads the team at 348, even though he went 0 for 4 today with a run scored. Really good offensive performance. For the Unicorns, pitching-wise, it was a familiar story. The starter, Cassidy Gaines, not as great as what Greg Rawl would have hoped. 2 innings, 5 runs, 3 earned, and the bullpen wasn't much better. In 6 innings, they gave up 7 runs of their own. It was a day where Greg Rawl had to use 5 pitchers, and the Diamond Hoppers really just were dominant on the Utica side in terms of offense. Multi-hit games from 3 guys, Yetzko, Crutcher, and DeRue, but 4 of their 5 runs came after the game was already out of hand in the 8th and 9th innings. Winning pitcher today, Jeff Conley moves to 1-1. Cassidy Gaines drops to 2-6. Home runs from Ian Yetzko. It was his 2nd of the year. Time of the game was 3 hours and 1 minute. We'll be back here for the rest of the weekend from Jimmy John's Field. That'll about wrap it up here inside the press box in Utica, Michigan. Once again, your final score, 12-5 in favor of the Hoppers. For James Zarnick, I'm Kevin Klein saying so long from Jimmy John's Field. We'll see you here back tomorrow night.